those who are behind that particular effort. But let's get started this morning with celebrating our teachers. Recently, the RF Merchant Bank and Trust Barbados Limited announced the winners of the 2020 RF National Distinguished Teachers Award. Those winners were selected for their outstanding contributions to education and represent various academic levels from nursery right through to the tertiary institutions. We'll get to meet two of those recipients today. In Angel Birch, who is a teacher with the Eden Lodge Nursery School, and Sonia St. Hill, who is a teacher at the Lodge School. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. So let's talk a little bit about starting with you, Angel, what it must mean to you to know that you have been nominated just to start.
Well, Pearson, I can tell you it is a very humbling experience so far for me to know that there are parents, there are children, there are persons out there who recognize the work that I've been putting in as a teacher. And so I am very pleased and very thankful.
What happened on the day you got the call to be told that you were one of the nominees?
Well, I was very surprised. I was very, very surprised, to be quite honest with you. I could not even believe that, my name had been nominated. I know you're doing good work all the time, but to actually get that call, it is a bit of a surprise. So,
I can imagine, yes. What about you, Miss St. Hill? How was it for you when you two got the call to be told, Miss St. Hill, you're nominated?
I was equally surprised. Yes, I worked with the Students' Council for a good deal, but at the same point in time, knowing the competition out there, because we have some excellent teachers here in Barbados, I was very much surprised.
Well, that surprise has now come through to reality. You've now been awarded the Distinguished Teachers Award. Now, talk to me a little bit about what you do at the Lodge School, Miss St. Hill. What is it that you teach?
Okay. I'm in several areas. I span 2 departments.
I'm sorry if you don't mind, is that your microphone right there by your ear? On the other side, on your left side, just bring the microphone towards your mouth if you don't mind. It's on your headset. While she works that out with our director there in the back scene, Angel, let's start with you. What is it that you do at the Eden Lodge Nursery?
Well, Pearson, what I do at nursery school, it's difficult to say, but what I do, a whole nursery school curriculum, and basically we teach all the subjects that typically of mathematics, English, integrated science, PE, you name it. There's a bunch of activities that we do at the Eden Lodge Nursery School, and we cover for the children there.
When you think of nursery school children, you're thinking that they're more so into play than necessarily into that kind of structured learning. That must make it very interesting to be able to take what I would call ignorance to reality, to knowledge. That must be interesting.
What I can tell you, Pearson, you're quite correct. The nursery school is grounded very much in play, but there's also structured play and there's unstructured as well. So it's not all play. There's a bit of seat work as well. But as a nursery school teacher, I know that children learn best through doing, through movement, through experiencing what they're doing and making sense of the world. So I try very much to do a lot of that play that you're speaking about.
Mm-hmm. So let's see if we have Miss St. Hill back. Miss St. Hill, let's talk to you again. Can you hear me now, ma'am?
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes, so much better. I am so thankful.
Wonderful.
It seemed as though you were at the back of the class. No, you're at the front of the class.
But that's good. That's good. I like to be at the front of the class.
Very good. So tell us what it is that you do, what is it you teach?
Right. I span 2 departments. I am head of the Home Economics Department, and I'm also in the Geography Department where I teach sociology and social studies.
So here it is now. The parents, the teachers, everyone who interacts with you has put forward your name. And, that must absolutely feel so profound to you that through home ec and through the geography section that you're teaching as well, that you've been able to impact so many people.
Yes, I love teaching. I've always loved teaching. I've been doing it for quite a number of years, since 1985. I started at the St. George Secondary, and I'm really passionate about helping students to find their way in life, to develop students. That's really what it's about. You have to love children and want to do the best for them. You want to see them develop and achieve their goals, self-actualize. And that's what I'm about in the teaching profession, doing the best that I can for my students.
And
So it
part of
extends beyond, just want to say that it extends beyond teaching a curriculum. It is about teaching them life skills, and that is social studies for you, where you get them to recognize what is happening out there in the world and wanting them to reach for the best and achieve their goals.
Absolutely. And now we've been tossed into a completely different world, a different way of teaching now, owing to the pandemic, the recent ash fall, and the whole lot. And for that, you too have been commended because you've grabbed that virtual bull by the horns, as we've been told, and you've wrestled it almost to the ground. Let's talk a little bit about those challenges you've met as a consequence of the new way of teaching. Let's start with you, Angel. How has it been for you?
Well, Pearson, to be honest with you, there are quite a few challenges that come with online teaching. Sometimes it's the devices, sometimes it is the learning style of the child. But what I can tell you, the most difficult thing for me, and I know it must be for some of my students, is not being in their presence every single day. Because to be quite honest with you, I get along quite well with the technology. I have already been incorporating it in the classroom. So it's a bit of an ease now. And I also have the support of my colleagues. We work together to a certain extent in order to bring the technology to the students in a way that they can understand. But not being in front of my babies has been the most challenging thing for me. I like to be able to embrace my students, to
Yes.
find out how they're doing, to see the expressions on their faces, to let them know I am here, I am with you, and we're going to make sense and meaning of this world together. So, quite different.
Yes.
That has been the biggest challenge for me as a nursery school teacher.
Lord knows I could feel your passion just oozing through the screen for real. What about you, Miss St. Hill, battling the changing times of education? How has it been for you?
I can say the same. It is different. It is new, but again, I too am very good in terms of technology. And I really think that it is important for us in this 21st century to embrace the technology. So therefore, I think that going forward, we really should have it as part of our life in terms of the teaching profession, where you can be in the classroom and reach out to students in Australia, in Germany, in Europe, all around. So yes, we have our challenges, but we need to embrace it. We need to have it as one of the teaching tools in our classroom.
So on the 8th of July, Miss St. Hill, start with you. There you were sitting anxiously waiting. You know you were nominated, but you didn't know whether or not you'd won. So when you heard your name called, talk to me about the feeling that overwhelmed you at that point.
Oh, my heart was warm. I reached out first to my husband, to my children, and then to my babies at school, my students' council, because I said to myself it would have to be that group of young people who really pushed, as well as I know that there are a number of parents who I'm close to. And therefore, I reached out to those individuals to let them know how happy I was and to thank them for nominating me. It was an extremely warm feeling and one that is, I can't find the words to describe, but the joy.
Yes, to be recognized indeed. What about you, Angel? There you sat on the 8th of July, anxiously waiting, fingers tapping on the table, and then your name was called. How was that?
I was very, very pleased. I'm very, very pleased up to this very moment. I feel very honored to be part of something such as this. And I don't know, Pearson, but I want to say right here, right now, I feel pleased additionally to be in the presence of someone like Miss St. Hill. I don't know if she wants me to say this, but when I first entered the gates of secondary school as a young student, Miss
Yes.
St. Hill was one of those teachers who I met as a young learner. And she has the lasting impression that she has left with me, I cannot even begin to tell you how much
Wow.
it has meant to me. Miss St. Hill, I am honored to be in your presence. What you have done for my life, it has left a lasting impact. I remember you pushing me and telling me, Angel, you can do it in that home economics room below the art room at the law school. And I am very honored and pleased to be in the presence of someone like yourself. And I do not think I would forget this moment for a very, very long as I live. So, Pearson, I hope that that answers your question.
Listen, you brought a tear to my eye. I can see
I'm,
Mr.
I'm,
Hill is
I'm,
also
I'm hearing
tearing
tears
up.
as well. I'm hearing tears as
Yes,
well. That's
yes,
really what it's about. That is the
That
reward. That is the reward for teachers, seeing your
indeed.
students have actualized.
Indeed. You know what? Before you all make
yes.
me burst into tears too, I'm just going to have to say thank you and congratulations on your awards as our distinguished national teachers indeed. And so Angel Birch of the Eden Lodge Nursery and Sonia St. Hill of the Lodge School, well done. We applaud you and we
Thank
appreciate
you.
all that you do for education in Barbados, and we encourage you to keep the good work up. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank you
You're
very
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 much,
much.
dear
welcome. You're
sir.
very welcome.
Good
Take care,
morning.
Angel.
What a moment in time, huh? Morning Barbados continues right after this.